Welcome to fifth video with respect to utilization of fatty acids or fatty acid oxidation. Today I am going to explain about overview of beta oxidation pathway. In case if you haven't watched these 4 videos, this is just an introduction, then coming to lipolysis, activation of fatty acid and carnitine acetyl transport system. Please watch these 4 videos, then come back to present video. So in the first video, I explained the 5th step is beta oxidation proper, which takes place in mitochondrial matrix. Today I am going to explain only overview of this beta oxidation pathway. A detailed pathway I am going to explain in the next video. So now we have inner mitochondrial membrane and this is the mitochondrial matrix, and in the last video we already studied the activated fatty acid, that is acetyl-CoA, is present in mitochondrial matrix by carnitine acetyl transport system. This acetyl-CoA is not a specific example. So I will take a specific example. Here is a fatty acid. So if you don't know the fatty acid structure classification, then please go and watch fatty acids video under Lipid Chemistry playlist. So this fatty acid has got hydrocarbon side chain and the carboxyl group, and this fatty acid is activated with the help of coenzyme A. This is acetyl-CoA. So this fatty acid contains 16 carbon atom. Name of this fatty acid is palmitic acid. Since it is activated by coenzyme A, we can call it as palmitoyl-CoA. So palmitic acid is a fatty acid. It is a saturated fatty acid containing 16 carbon atom. Remember, this palmitic acid is in activated form, so that is why we call it as palmitoyl-CoA. You can see carboxyl group attached to coenzyme A, so it is activated palmitoyl-CoA. Now in the hydrocarbon side chain, the first carbon atom or second carbon atom of entire fatty acid, we call it as alpha carbon. The third carbon atom or second carbon atom of the hydrocarbon side chain, we call it as beta carbon atom. In beta oxidation pathway, there is going to be cleavage of bond between alpha and beta carbon atom. So there will be liberation of or cleavage of 2 carbon unit as acetyl-CoA. Don't confuse for acyl-CoA and acetyl-CoA. Please notice here, the bond between alpha and beta carbon going to be broken here. So the remaining 2 carbon unit along with coenzyme A release as acetyl-CoA. So that is why this pathway is called beta oxidation. Like this, in a cyclical manner, every 2 carbon atom of the fatty acids are going to be cleaved, and successive release of this 2 carbon atom as acetyl-CoA. So in palmitic acid or palmitoyl-CoA, there will be 7 cycles of beta oxidation and liberation of 8 acetyl-CoA. Now what is the fate of this acetyl-CoA? This acetyl-CoA will enter TCA cycle or citric acid cycle for final oxidation. So citric acid cycle is the final common oxidative pathway for carbohydrates, fatty acids as well as amino acids. So that is why fats give more energy when compared to carbohydrates and proteins. So you can see going to give 8 acetyl-CoA for palmitic acid. Besides this, since this is a oxidative pathway, here fatty acid undergo oxidation Oxidation reaction almost always coupled with the reduction reaction. Here the coenzymes derived from two water-soluble vitamins, that is niacin and riboflavin, act as a oxidizing agent. In turn, they will get reduced to reducing equivalents. You can see the 7 NAD in 7 cycles undergo reduction and they reduce to give reducing equivalents 7 NADH plus H plus. Similarly, FAD in 7 cycles 7 FAD undergo reduction to give 7 FADH2. These two we already studied under electron transport chain, oxidative phosphorylation, as well as in carbohydrate metabolism. They are called reducing equivalents. They enter respiratory chain or electron transport chain to give ATP. And this pathway also requires 7 coenzyme A, which I have not mentioned here, because each 2 carbon unit release as acetyl-CoA, which I am going to explain in the next video. So this is the overview where you should remember, suppose this acetyl-CoA is palmitic acid, then we call it as palmitoyl-CoA, and there is going to be breakage or bond between alpha and carbon atom. So that is why we call it as beta-oxidation, and the 2 carbon unit release as acetyl-CoA, and there is going to be 7 cycles of beta-oxidation in case of palmitoyl-CoA to give 8 acetyl-CoA, 7 NADH plus H plus and 7 FADH2. These two are called reducing equivalents. They will hand over their electrons to the component of respiratory chain, which are located again in the inner mitochondrial membrane to give ATP. So we will study the detailed pathway in the next video. Thanks for watching.